Missouri Southern lays off some staff due to a decline in enrollment. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with the stories of those who are being affected.
Plus, it's Election Day in Missouri and Oklahoma. We'll look at voter turnout and some of the big issues on ballots, including the future of Joplin's Memorial Hall.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri Southern cuts staff as it's seen a 13.6% decrease in enrollment compared to 2020. This is KOIM News at 6. They say they've seen an enrollment drop for the past 5 years, and that's led to some staff layoffs. KOIM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the university and with students and staff affected.
It's going to be frustrating what it is, but I think we both realize that there's nothing much that we can do.
Tennyson Williams is a communications instructor at Missouri Southern, but due to a decline in enrollment, he's being let go.
My classes were usually pretty well received. It was really just due to budget concerns. They just need to make room in the budget, so unfortunately I fell on that list.
Missouri Southern has seen a decline in enrollment over the last 5 years. They saw 5,045 students for fall of 2020. In 2021, they saw an enrollment of 4,358.
We've gotten to a point where we need to make some adjustments to address those declines in enrollment and the declines in tuition that come with that.
Which includes laying off instructors such as Williams.
But as part of that, we have found it necessary to do some layoffs and non-renewals for next year, and that's, of course, very difficult.
Some Missouri Southern students say they're already starting to feel the effects of these layoffs. Megan Daniels, a junior at MSSU, says Williams was her advisor.
When I got the news, it was really devastating and it was hard to grasp. He's helped me through so many things. It's really hard to see someone so passionate about what he teaches being let go.
President Van Galen says it's impacted the entire university, but says no academic programs are being removed.
The entire university has had some impact, so it's not just a single department or area. One element I might mention, through these reductions, there are no academic programs that have been cut or eliminated.
But Daniels says she still worries.
Going into senior year, it's going to be kind of, I just hope that morale isn't down.
Staff affected by the layoffs will be able to keep their jobs until June 30th. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Altogether, Missouri Southern has eliminated 31 positions. Nice day for most of us. Some of us getting some rain right now. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we're going to have showers. We're going to have some thunderstorms increasing as we go through the next few hours. But yeah, today was a great day. We warmed well into the 70s, pushing 80 in some spots. But you can see this little line of showers and thunderstorms trying to get going, especially in our northern counties. And this is what we're going to see as we go through the evening hours. We have a cold front that is kind of slicing through the region. It's going to sag in over the next couple hours, but you can see a pretty good line of thunderstorms, Butler to just north of Nevada, and then tracking a little farther south into Bourbon County, so near Fort Scott. And these will extend farther south as we go through the next couple hours. Now, some of these guys could be a little bit on the strong side, not really looking at much in the way of severe weather, which is good, but something we want to watch. So scattered thunderstorms kind of sinking in over the next couple hours, and then a cold front really pushes through. So behind it, we're just going to have showers. We're not going to have to worry about any thunderstorms after about 9 p.m. tonight. Of course, we're going to break this down, look down the road for you here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Some 4-staters are heading to the polls today to decide on a number of issues, from bond measures to council members. One of the issues in front of Joplin voters concerns the future of Memorial Hall. KOIM's Chris Warner joins us live from Memorial Hall with more.
$30 million. That's the amount the city of Joplin is asking voters to approve in general obligation funds to address Memorial Hall. Now, that question is asking for the funds to reconstruct, renovate, expand, and improve Memorial Hall and to improve related parking. Memorial Hall has been in disrepair for a few years now, and a number of citizens have spoken up about saving the building. The Parks and Recreation Department, which controls Memorial Hall, put together an advisory group which ultimately approved plans to preserve Memorial Hall and construct an addition to the building, as well as a new Veterans Memorial. A Facebook group called Save the Hall was formed to keep people updated on progress to preserve the building, which its members say is essential to Joplin's future.
The future of this building is directly tied to the future of Joplin. So I hope that voters make great decisions today at the polls and that we're able to see this building exist for the next 100 years.
Now, Shackles and another member of that group say they feel that the vote is going to be very close. And of course, we'll have all the latest election results tonight on KOAM News at 9 and 10. Live from Memorial Hall in downtown Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Chris, thanks. Now, only folks in Missouri and Oklahoma are voting today. There were no elections in Kansas. In Joplin, poll workers expected about 25% of voters to turn out. Officials say there are several big issues on the ballot driving the turnout. Voters in Ottawa County, Oklahoma also turned out at the polls. Some of the main issues on the ballot there include a $3.5 million school bond in Quapaw and a sales tax increase in Commerce. Officials say they've seen a good turnout of voters today.
The whole schools, roofs, stairs, adding classrooms. And like I said earlier, I think they were wanting to do a safe room in possibly the elementary.
You do still have time to vote. Polls in Missouri and Oklahoma are open until 7. There are some rules members of campaigns have to follow at polling stations. In Missouri, you can't electioneer within 25 feet of a polling place. That includes holding up signs, passing out pamphlets, or even shaking hands.
So we had some incidents this morning where people had signs and they were handing out literature at the front door. The poll workers asked them to move away from the front door 25 feet, which is what the law says, and they were very kind and they moved away from the door.
An electioneering conviction could cost you a $2,500 fine, possibly even jail time. Coming up, a Joplin man pleads guilty to murder in the 2020 deaths of 2 people. Plus, the victim in an Arkansas road rage incident last week speaks about the experience.
Weather can change.
A Joplin man pleads guilty to killing 2 men in 2020. Authorities say Raymond Barrios shot and killed 2 men, Toa Lee from Joplin and Chong Jiang from Dunaweg, during a fight over an iPad. Barrios pled guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and armed criminal action. A judge sentenced Barrios to life in prison. A Missouri judge today dismissed criminal charges against 3 men who were prosecuted after an accident involving duck boats on Table Rock Lake killed 17 people in 2018. The boats sank during a storm over the lake, trapping and killing most of those on board. The judge in the case said today, while the 3 men charged were aware of the storm, there was no evidence they knew about its gust front and could not be held liable. The families of the victims called the decision disappointing. Missouri's Attorney General is considering refiling charges. A Texas man faces charges in Boone County, Arkansas after a road rage incident near the Missouri-Arkansas state line last week. Reporter Noah Tucker sat down with the victim of that incident.
We started driving and I noticed a car pulled up ahead of us, about stopped on the left side of the road, and I didn't think a lot of it until I went past him, and he jumped in right behind us and started tailgating us and veering right and left off the road.
Rachel Hodges pulled off of Highway 65 onto a road she was familiar with and then realized she was being followed. After dialing 911, she was instructed to get back on Highway 65 so deputies could intercept the vehicle.
And as I was coming around the loop, he cut through the grass and he hit the ditch and then pulled his wheel and knocked me into the ditch. I got back up onto the paved road as quickly as I could and all the way back down to 65.
Hodges continued down 65, driving significantly under the speed limit with her flashers on towards approaching deputies.
He rear-ended us. We weren't hurt, it wasn't hard, but he did ram into us with his car.
Law enforcement arrested a man now identified as Caden Penny of Scroggins, Texas. Hodges saying she was able to remain calm throughout the encounter thanks to assistance from emergency services.
Somebody's going to get to us, and that was what I kept telling my daughter, and I had to stay calm because she was in the car too, and I wanted her to see how to handle that kind of situation.
And not just a lesson for her daughter, but anyone who finds themselves in a similar situation.
Hopefully by sharing what had happened to me and sharing what we did, that maybe there'll be a young girl out there who sees that and thinks of that the next time she's driving and is in a scary situation.
The Boone County Sheriff declined to comment pending an ongoing investigation. He did say more charges would be coming from this case. The Oklahoma House has given final legislative approval to a bill that would make performing an abortion a felony. The bill passed today with little discussion and no debate. Now heads to Governor Kevin Stitt, who has indicated he will sign it. The bill makes it a felony to perform an abortion with penalties of up to 10 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. The bill makes an exception only for an abortion performed to save the life of the mother. A little bit later, the Kansas Jayhawks became national champions last night. We're going to hear from the team about their historic season.
Plus, we have some scattered thunderstorms developing out there. I'm going to break that down for you coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today. It was warm, it's windy, temperatures mid to upper 70s to near 80 degrees. We do have some clouds, which are increasing out there for us right now, but we're looking at, this is our Lander Chevrolet tower cam. Of course, this is on the southeast side of Joplin. So we're looking at I-44. This is westbound, that is eastbound, but you can see the cumulus clouds, which are starting to pop up across the region. And with that, we're going to get some scattered thunderstorms. They are going to be scattered. Not everybody's going to get the rain, but we are going to get some scattered thunderstorms. Look at the winds switching around to the northwest, northern counties. Everybody else is southwesterly wind. So here's our cold front back through southeastern Kansas. Once that front rolls through, our temperatures will dip off a little bit. Plus, we won't have really any thunderstorms to worry about. But it's been very windy today. We've had the winds out of the south at about 10 to 20, gusts a little bit higher than that. Here's 7th, here's range line. Nice shot, actually. All the cumulus clouds popping up. 75 west, southwesterly winds. Humidity is at 53%. Through the evening hours, some scattered thunderstorms start to pop up, and then eventually we drop back into the 40s, a little bit colder for us later on tonight. Most of us dry right now, but you can see a little finger of thunderstorms in our northern counties. These aren't too strong. They're not severe. Not really expecting anything too strong or severe for us tonight. Most of these are just going to be good old little scattered thunderstorms. Zooming in, here's eastern parts of Bourbon County. We can track a little bit farther toward the east. Here's Nevada, up I-49 toward Butler. Over the next couple hours, I do expect these to develop a little bit farther toward the south and to the west. But again, I'm not very concerned about these storms. I am going to keep my eyes on them as we go through the next few hours. Most of the moisture across northern parts of Missouri. Big storm system, though, covering a lot of real estate from the Great Lakes all the way back toward Montana. So this is going to play havoc with us over the next few days. The scattered thunderstorms this evening, and then a lot of clouds and cooler as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Here's that line of thunderstorms. So here's 8:30 p.m. So in about 2 hours, scattered about. Again, a few stronger ones, not very concerned. Front drops through. So by midnight, we still have some showers, but any thunderstorms, those will be gone. So some scattered showers lasting into the morning hours. We break out. We get sunshine. Not a bad day on Wednesday. A little bit cooler, but still temperatures are going to go into the 60s for highs. Starting at 44 or 58 by noon, high temp is 63. Kind of breezy as well. Westerly winds, kind of northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night, we get some more clouds working in here. We may even get a random shower on Thursday, but temperatures are going to be into the 50s over the next couple days. We do start to warm things back up as we head into the weekend, back into the 60s Saturday. Thunderstorm threat will start to develop late Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We are going to have a possible severe threat Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Yeah, it's that time of the year, so we need to watch that. All right, 63 tomorrow, 50s, Thursday, Friday. Most of the weekend looking pretty good, and we'll deal with next week when we get a little bit closer to it.
Yeah, 4 consecutive days we need to keep a close eye on.
Definitely.
Still ahead, we're going to hear from the Jayhawks after last night's win over North Carolina in the national championship. And Pittsburgh softball hits the road against Galena, aiming for their first win of the season. Jacob Leonard has that and more coming up.
Missouri Southern men's basketball has found its next head coach. The school announced today Sam McMahon will be the new leader of the program. Now, McMahon, definitely no stranger to Southern. He actually spent 6 years as an assistant under former head coach Jeff Boschee from 2014 to 2020. In those 6 seasons, the Lions won 124 games and made the Sweet 16 in 2019. McMahon spent the last 2 seasons at Division I Southeast Missouri State. The school will officially introduce McMahon at a press conference tomorrow afternoon. Well, the Kansas Jayhawks are once again back on top of the college basketball world. The Jayhawks rallied to beat North Carolina last night 72-69 to claim the Division I men's basketball national championship. Kansas completed the biggest comeback in national championship history Monday night. Jayhawks were down 16 at one point in the first half and went to the break down 15. They outscored Carolina 47-29 in the final 20 minutes to take home their first national title since 2008.
Took us back to when we were at K-State. The message, was obviously different. Coach he obviously challenged us, and he was amped up in there. But it was just a matter of us playing our game and executing in the second half and taking away what they were getting at in the first half.
The group of guys as experienced as this and that have been around and know each other so well, it's kind of hard to see us get rattled. And I think we bounced back at halftime. Coach had a great message for us, and he challenged us to be better and to have more pride, and we did that.
The Pittsburg State Gorillas are at home today for a non-conference game against Arkansas Tech. Coming into the day, the Gorillas are 20-11 overall, including a 15-5 mark in MIAA league play. Now, today's game is game 8 of an 11-game homestand for Pittsburg State. On the second inning, bases loaded for Caden Fowler. He lifts one opposite field. One hops the fence for a ground rule double. That scores 2. Gorillas go up 2-0. Fowler drives in 3 today. Later in the inning, Cruz Aranda lines it to left. That scores Mason Hartman and Fowler. Pitt State takes a 4-0 lead. Arkansas Tech answers in the third. Sam Stevenson finds the gap in left center. That's a 2 RBI triple for Stevenson. But later in the inning, little defense from the Gorillas. Check out Mason Hartman, smooth with a backhand. Goes to first for the out. Garrett McGowan hits a grand slam in the 7th. Pitt State rolls by Arkansas Tech 14-8. Missouri Southern baseball also in action today with a non-conference matchup against Missouri S&T. The Lions enter the night on a 4-game winning streak. They're trying to end this one early, jumping out to an 11-2 lead in the third. Clay Milas has a double and 3 RBIs. Tragan Parker is 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and 2 RBIs. The Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are on the softball field today on the road against Galena. And Pittsburgh has played just once so far this spring, a 4-1 loss against Mount Vernon. Now, the Purple Dragons trying to get win number 1 today against the Bulldogs. Good start in the circle for Galena's Maddie Cole. Strikeout there in the top of the first. Bottom of the inning, Bulldogs score first. Gracie Ryan shoots it to right. Blaze McNeamer comes home from third, giving the home team a 1-0 lead. On the other side, Rory Hunziker started mowing batters down. She finished with 10 strikeouts. Held Galena down until the Pittsburgh offense got going. Dragons would score 4 in the 6th to top Galena 4-3. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor local veteran Marvin Long, served in the U.S. Army from 1942 to 1945. The Irwin, Missouri native was stationed in the Philippines, received a Purple Heart, a Silver Star, and a Bronze Star. And we are proud to salute Sergeant Marvin Long, a 4-state hero. Looking pretty nice for the most part, but there are some scattered showers out there.
Yeah, we're going to have some scattered showers and a few scattered thunderstorms over the next couple hours. Not a huge deal, but something we'll keep our eyes on. A little bit cooler the next few days, 50s and 60s. We start to warm back up by the weekend. More thunderstorms next week.
Final sports note.
Don't forget Missouri Southern hired Sam McMahon today. He's going to be introduced tomorrow at a press conference at 3 o'clock, so you'll hear from him right here tomorrow night.
Very good. Thanks for joining us again. You can find election results on KOAM News at 9 and 10 and at KOAMNewsNow.com. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided